Welcome. This is Charlie Kaupke with the National Bit, Spur, and Saddle Collectors Association. I want to share some information with you that I find interesting about a very collectible Oklahoma maker, and that is the late Louis Bryant from Tecumseh, Oklahoma. He was born in 1919. His dad was a blacksmith, and when he was 13 years old, his father went to the bank along with another man and ended up accidentally getting shot during the bank robbery. So young Louis at 13 had to go to work in a blacksmith shop. So this would have put him at 1932 till World War II. He was working in that shop. And something that I'd never realized, and I've been seeing Spurs for 35, 40 years of Louis Bryant's, was that he made bits and spurs in the 1930s. I don't know that I've not knowingly ever seen a pair of them, but he was making one-piece bits and spurs. Well, then he went to World War II. Then he went to work on welding on tanks and had an accident, was paralyzed a couple years. Couldn't do that anymore, and he became a medical lab technician working in California, West Texas, Arizona, until he retired, and in '79 he moved back to Tecumseh, Oklahoma, and went back to doing what he was doing in the 1930s, and that's making bits, spurs, doing wagon repair, etc. Also, he's a knife maker. And so a lot of people that's been around the collecting for a while either own or have seen a lot of Louis Bryant spurs, not in abundance, but he made quite a few pair. A lot more than he did bits. I've had a knife or two that he had, but not a lot of them. But he done great work, and he made one-piece spurs. Well, this is really fresh on my mind. I Tulsa Gun Show recently, I bought a really nice pair of gal legs, and I'll try and show you. They're double-mounted, really a good representation of Mr. Bryant's work, and he marked them Bryant. Then I have this pair here that I acquired yesterday, and this is a pair with the rattlesnake pattern that he made, and once again they're double mounted, unused condition. These was shipped to him in this box in 1998. Well, I also acquired another pair from the same man yesterday, and that's what really makes it interesting. When he called me and wanted to know if I was interested in any Louis Bryant spurs, and I said, yes, sir. And I said, are they double mounted? He said, what's that mean? And I said, well, do they have silver on both sides? He said, I don't know. I've never opened the box. He told me that he'd shipped them to him in September of 1998. So I met him yesterday, and his wife come along. She said, I only came today because I want to see what's in that box. The man had had these Louis Bryant spurs for 27 years and had never opened the box. And I just find this a fascinating story. So we was on the tailgate of his pickup at a Brahms, and he's going to open the box. I said, no, sir, let's open the bottom of the box. So we cut open the bottom, but we didn't want to compromise the top. Mr. Bryant's name on him, the date, September 1998. So what did we do? We opened the bottom, and when we did, the thing on the very bottom was the invoice from 1998. And so we got the original invoice, and I guess he knew how much to send the man without getting the invoice out. A little bit of packing, then wrapped up in this paper that's turned yellow, and it is a 1998 newspaper, wrapped up in paper towel, is this killer pair of Louis Bryant spurs with the tulips on them. They are double mounted. So, you know, a great representation of his work. Sterling mounted, and is wrapped up and been in this box for 27 years. And so, for me, it just adds so much of a story to Mr. Bryant and his making and of his work, and to find something with this much provenance, if you will, to share with everybody, the collectors out there, because I just think he's an important maker, maybe a little bit overlooked. He's been gone for quite a while. Some of the newer collectors are not that familiar with him, but I wanted to acquaint you with Louis Bryant of Tecumseh, Oklahoma. Been gone approximately 25 years, made a great contribution during his time here, and he's just one of these that if you're collecting, I think you need to take a look at, whether it's Louis Bryant, whether it's a Henry Ellis. There's just so many makers that they weren't Crockett's, they weren't Kelly Brothers, they weren't Adolph Byers as far as notoriety, but they was great craftsmen, creative, and could build anything, whether it was a bit, whether it was spur, whether it was a knife, and work on a firearms, whatever. These were talented men that knew how to use silver, copper, and steel. Thank you for listening to this. If you're not a member of the National Bit and Spur and Saddle Collectors Association, I'd like to invite you to be. You can find us on Facebook. We have a web page, NBSSCA. So many ways, $50 a year. We put out a colored, really nice 40-plus page quarterly. So we just ask you to come and join us and be part of it. And good collecting to you that's listening here today. And thank you very much.